God, it's been so long. Is that a camera? I know there's a light there, but is that a camera? That's a start button as well. It's been ages since I recorded the video. Hang on. Yo guys, what's going on? It's good to be back. It's been a long time since I've uploaded. I'm really glad to be back. I've been off for a few weeks, mainly because I've been trying to focus on myself for a little bit. The main thing is now, we are back, and we are back with a very big bang. So the Premier League season's starting again, and what a better way to kickstart with a Premier League prediction table. Let's hope I do something that everybody's going to agree on. But I know it's not going to please everybody. This is England. We complain a lot. Let's start. If you don't already know, these are the confirmed teams. Arsenal, Villa, Brighton, Burnley, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Everton, Fulham, Leeds, Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Newcastle United, Leeds, Southampton, Tottenham, West Brom, West Ham and Wolves. So to start off with, who do I think is going to come last? Bottom, West Brom, I reckon. But only because I just don't think we'll be able to hack it. Well, saying that, they said we couldn't hack it last season, and look what happened. But no, I think West Brom are going to struggle. Although they just bought that striker they had on loan last season, Mateus Pereira, something like that, 24 goals as well. They had one of our strikers on loan as well. Callum Robinson had a good season as well. On about coming to West Brom permanently. But no, I just don't think they're going to have a very good season. So that's my reasoning for last. 19th place, I'm going to say Villa. Now, me for one, I can't stand Villa, mainly because what happened to them last season, because of that idiot there, Jack Grealish. Biggest girl in football alongside Neymar. But no, I just hope Villa go down after what happened last season. Obviously, we got robbed first game back from lockdown. Thanks, Hawkeye. On a serious note, I just don't think they're going to have the audacity in order to keep up with the teams in the Premier League this season. They had a good season last season to start off with, obviously, but then they pretty much did what Fulham did the season before. And they got rid of their entire squad, pretty much, and just brought in a load of young players who didn't really know how to play with each other. That's what's happened with Fulham, Norwich, there's a whole list of them. 18th for me, I think, is going to be Burnley. The same prediction I make every single year, every single season. They're just that sort of team you think, are they going to do as well as they did last season? Do they have the same momentum? For me, they always have that sort of mentality. They got some brilliant players. They got Chris Wood, Jay Rodriguez, James Tarkowski. But it's about whether they can keep the mentality. And obviously Joe Hart's just left as well. And signed for Spurs unexpectedly. Now we get on to the survivors. 17th, I think Fulham will stay up by the skin of their teeth. It's Scott Parker. Well, just look at the job he did last season. In the end, they will deserve to stay up. I mean, look at that young winger they just signed, Antonio Robinson, for $2 million. I think AC Milan were in for him at one point. So he could be an interesting player. But again, with Fulham, you've got to think, same as Burnley, are they going to be able to keep the mentality up? Look at the season they had a couple of seasons ago in the Premiership. Just couldn't keep up with anybody, didn't have any composure, lacked experience. They just bought a load of players, put them on the pitch and didn't bother sticking to their mentality that got promoted. So it's a question of whether they can do that again. 16th, Brighton are going to struggle this season. Obviously, they didn't have the best season last season, but they've got some brilliant players. Neil Maupay, Dan Burn, that bloke who did the overhead kick, can't remember his name. Brighton have had a couple of really good seasons in the Premiership. Last season was, I think, the hardest for them. Now I think it'll be the time when they start to slip down a little bit. I don't think they'll go down, but I think they'll be in the relegation battle. So for me, 16th is a good position for them. 15th for me is, it's a bit of a debate, because for me it's Crystal Palace, but it will only be Crystal Palace if Wilfried Zaha leaves, because then I don't think they'll have anybody even remotely close to scoring as many goals as he does. So for me, they're 15th if he leaves. Arguably, they have got a couple of really good players. They've got that Ayew, he's probably one of the main goal scorers as well. Christian Benteke. Milivojevic, the set-piece specialist. They've got that guy that won the title with Leicester as well, Jeffrey Schlupp. So they've got some good names, but again, it's just about if they can keep the mentality up. Because they've had a couple of really good results over the past couple of years. Most likely will be the team that proved me wrong. But for me, Crystal Palace are 15th. 14th, Alan Shearer isn't going to like me very much. I think they'll struggle this year. It is a huge statement considering some of the players they've got. They've got that beast, Alan St. Maximin. You never know which way he's going to turn or what skill he's going to do. He's fast. For me, he's a young Adama Traore. He's definitely one of the most exciting Premiership players in the Premier League. So I'll be surprised if he doesn't go this transfer window because he's far too good for them. Matty Longstaff, Sean Longstaff. Matty Longstaff just signed a new contract as well. He was meant to be coming to us as a free agent, but he signed back for Newcastle. And I thought they wouldn't really do well last season considering they got rid of Perez and brought Andy Carroll back. 13th, West Ham. That might be another mistake. For me, they belong in 12th place. They've only got David Moyes in charge. That could be a huge mistake in the future. They got some brilliant players. They got Fernandez. Is it Fernandez? Jared Bowen. He got him from Hull City last season. And as much as I hate him, Robert Snodgrass. 12th place. A bit of a debate. For me, it's between Southampton and Leeds. Leeds, I think, for me, are either going to have a season like Wolves had when they first returned to the Premiership, or they're going to have a season like Norwich did. So they're either going to do really well, or they're going to do really, really bad and embarrass themselves and go straight back down, which I hope is what does happen.
Basham's arriving, and he takes the chance this time!
But Southampton, looking at the way they ended last season, it was phenomenal. I think they went from the relegation zone all the way up to just below us, so it's 9th or 8th, 7th, something like that. They had a really good run towards the end of the season, and I think they'll continue that. 11th place, Southampton. Again, really, I think they'll finish strongly. Obviously, they did double over us last season. And they're the only teams to do so. I think they'll have the normal season that they do, start off quite slow and pick it up towards the end of the season. Hopefully losing 9-0 to Sheffield United this time rather than Leicester. 10th place might come as a bit of a shock to you, but I think Everton. And stop. Now, at the time of recording this video, my top 10 of the Premier League, of this prediction, was ridiculous. I recorded that video 5 to 6 days ago, and I'm sat editing it right now, and I've realised the top 10 I predicted was all wrong. I mean, it's the whole point of a prediction table, but it wasn't accurate enough. So I've decided I've stopped editing, and I'm going to make a more accurate one for you right now. So hang on a minute, let me just... That's better. 10th place for me, I'm going to say Leicester. Because I think over the past couple of seasons, they've overachieved again a little bit. And normally they get off to a bit of a rough start and then they pick it up and then they lose it again. When you just have one of the thoughts, you just don't think that. I mean, players they got: Perez, Vardy, Maddison. Chilwell's just been sold, so that's a big loss for him. But I'm sure they'll find someone. I mean, obviously, when we do a video looking back at this video and we see how wrong it is, then yeah, you can laugh at me all you like. But for me, Leicester will be 10th this season. I don't think they'll achieve as much as they want to achieve, so I'm saying 10th. 9th place, for obvious reasons and extremely overdue reasons, is Man United. Man United have gone from one of the best teams in Europe to a team that dances around doing TikToks and selling handbags online. For me, the club just doesn't offer enough glory anymore. They seem like a club that don't care anymore. Most of the players are on 100k a week plus. Bar one, obviously, which is Dean Henderson. He's worked for that amount of cash every week. It's the people like Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford. All of them. Don't get me wrong, Marcus Rashford is brilliant. I'm not saying the young English lads are the letdown, because they're not. It's just the background of all the players that mess everything up. I just don't rate them, and I think they're long overdue a bad season again. So I think not that reason being. I mean, they've not really made any summer signings. I mean, they've been in talks with this fellow, He's a defender from Ajax, I believe. 8th, for me, Wolves. Now, this is no insult to them whatsoever, because I think Wolves have been a new generation in the Premier League ever since they returned a couple of years ago. Adama Traore on his own is definitely one of the world's most surprising players at the minute. It's just their whole concept, you know, their going forwardness, the way they attack the ball, counter-attacks they do, the amount of surprises they give each team when they play. They really are an incredible team, and they've been a delight to watch ever since they returned. So 7th, 8th, you know, pretty much a normal finish for them. I think we'll just miss out on European football next season. Ooh, I'm ready for this one. Ready for all the hate comments on this one. 7th place, Sheffield United. That is extremely optimistic, I know. There's something about it. There's something about it that tells me we're going to be doing really well if we sign a couple of players. I know we signed Eric Ramsdale. We should have tried to get Dean Henderson for another season at least. Or failing that, we should have attempted to buy him last season. That for me is a big loss, and I don't think Ramsdale is quite there yet. If we finish 7th place next season, that is incredible. We could have finished even higher this season, but obviously because of COVID reasons, it was a certainty of the 12th man. The players will miss it, the 12th man. I'm sorry, Blaze, for predicting that. I'll probably end up letting us down with that one. For me, 6th place is Everton. They've got an incredible manager as their manager. I think Carlo Ancelotti came in at the wrong time to achieve what he wanted to achieve. So now that he's going to be able to start from scratch, I really do believe they're going to be getting the good results this season. And plus, they were in talks to sign some incredible players. James Rodriguez, for example. Look at the incredible skill and motivation he'll bring to the side. And to all the fans, of course. 5th place, Chelsea. Frank Lampard's Chelsea, because it was Frank Lampard's Derby County. As far as I'm aware, Chelsea have only signed Thiago Silva. Since Hazard left, I've not been interested in Chelsea. He was their magic light for me. I rated him when he was there. Now he's not there. There just doesn't seem to be any magic. Admittedly, they've got a lot of young talent coming through. It's good to see academy players coming through, because they are the next generation of football. 4th place, Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has got something about him. He's got something going with that squad, and I do think they're going to impress next season. I mean, they don't have like taking Chelsea's ex-players, do they? I really do think they'll offer something serious next season. They're not going to win. They're not going to win it, obviously, but they'll be in the mix. They'll be in the top 4. They'll be in the mix. So, 4th place for Arsenal, top 3. 3rd place, Spurs. Going to have a fantastic season. Going to finish higher than they have for a few seasons. Sign a couple of brilliant players. As long as they can keep that motivation, and as long as injury doesn't hit them too hard, Spurs will finish 3rd. They might even challenge to get into the top 2, maybe even become champions. That's a huge statement, I know, but they have the capability of winning the Premiership. We saw that 5 years ago when they challenged Leicester. Harry Kane, Lucas Moura, Eric Lamela, Eric Dyer, Hugo Lloris, Joe Hart. And the list goes on. 2nd aren't going to be able to exceed what they did last season. Towards the back end of last season, I thought they looked like they lost it. Admittedly, when they won the Premiership, a game or two after the restart, they didn't need to be bothered. You still need to have the capability of performing to your normal standard. This team are nowhere near as consistent, in my eyes, as the other team. Liverpool fans, I'm sorry, but you're finishing 2nd this season. Manchester City are running away with it again this season. It depends how Liverpool go on. In June time next season, we're going to be looking back at this video right now, and we'll all be laughing at how wrong I have been. Any fans that are watching this right now, I'm sorry if you're offended by your team's prediction from me. That is my 2020-2021 Premier League prediction table. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're new, and take care. The best of my ability is the way I learn from mistakes.